And you have just crossed the line. End of debate. Report to the cargo bay and remain there until this is over. Is that understood?
What the fuck that creature was, I'm gonna show you. It just scared the fucking bejesus out of me.
She got a creature.
I got a creature.
She got a creature.
Creature lust. Okay.
Who do we call creature?
That guy. What the fuck is this?
Oh, that's a woodchuck.
Yeah, like a woodchuck.
Oh, this thing that was literally just like 2 feet away from me just now.
It's big. He
Honey,
looks like he's well fed.
Those teeth could turn you out.
Bitch, I'm in nature, Haiti.
That's how he is.
Oh, so girl, nothing.
Oh, there it is again.
All right, I'm ready.
Would you like to kick it off?
Sure.
Kick it.
Kick it.
Well, okay. Welcome all. This is Miss Matinga, and I'm here with 2 of my favorite cohorts.
This is Neelix.
And this is Kess.
And we are here to do our 3rd episode of one of the fiercest podcasts ever known to man, Fire Chakotay.
Fire Chakotay.
In which we do an episode, well, not episode by episode, but we break down episodes of the classic sci-fi thriller of a fucking television show.
Was at times thrilling. That's actually true.
Voyager,
darling.
Star Trek Voyager.
That's right, girl. That's right. And we are still in season 1 of Star Trek Voyager.
That's right.
Today we are talking about.
For the first season, we're not doing episode by episode. We're just skipping around. And last night's episode was my choice.
Skipping around like la 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 la.
Yes. Oh, quick question. Which
la,
episode are we doing?
La 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 la. Is that the Smurf
I saw
song?
both.
Oh yeah.
Which episode?
You saw both. So which one are we doing?
What are you smoking, chicken?
Shut up, bitch. It's an electronic pencil, darling.
Oh, that disgusting CBD pencil that you've had for months and months.
Shut up. It's CBD, cock, balls, and danger, darling, and that's what I'm about. Okay,
please.
So so I had picked the other episode. What was
In
it?
Flux.
In Flux.
Phage, right? So it was Matinga's choice, and you picked Heroes and Demons. And there's a little confusion because although that is maybe the 11th episode on Netflix, it comes up as number 10 or number 12 or some weird thing. So I thought we were doing State of Flux.
Right.
So we all happen to have watched both episodes. So we can either cover both of them or one of them or whatever. I leave it up to you guys.
We could. I actually thought both. I thought both episodes were good for different reasons.
Let's do a double.
Okay.
Ooh.
Let's do a double dip, shall we?
Lord knows I could use a double right
and
now.
I also want to say that I'm so brain dead and confused that the episode I actually wanted to recommend was episode 9, where they go down to the pleasure planet with the creepy French guy.
Which I saw as well.
So maybe next week we'll circle back around to that one because that put me through some kind of changes.
I did not like his little righteous high top ponytail.
But let's save that for that episode.
No.
Yes.
And that episode actually like sort of touches Star Trek Picard this season a little bit. There's like a little bit of a connection that very episode.
Oh, yeah. Good. So then next week when we talk about it, we'll talk about it. We'll circle back.
Okay. So we're gonna do State of Flux and Heroes and Demons.
Excellent. So why don't we do a synopsis? What is Heroes and Demons?
So let's do State of Flux because it's the episode directly preceding it, though.
What I meant to say was, what is State of Flux?
Okay, so the episode opens up with a big away team on the surface of some nondescript planet. They are looking for foodstuffs, and it's
Chakotay,
Neelix, Seska, the redheaded Carrie, Lieutenant Carrie,
Lieutenant Mariah Carey,
who's kind of like this show's busted, turned out comb meanie.
He's like the O'Brien of Voyager.
Yes, but not as cool or as awesome. And so they are looking, because that first season, for some reason, they're trying to get together. There's no food. The dilithium crystals are falling apart. They're just instantly falling apart, even though there's a brand new show.
They're hungry.
They're hungry. So, and what transpires is that there are also Kazon on this planet, unbeknownst to the away team. So she calls everybody back, but they can't find Lieutenant Seska. She is a Bajoran who is a Maquis who's in a relationship, sort of.
Can I
with
interject for a
Chakotay.
second? Girl, can I interject for a second?
Yeah.
Let's do like a brief, like not point by point, but like, what is this episode about? They're looking for food.
And they come across the Kazons.
They come across the Kazon, and the shenanigans going on.
And the shenanigans be going down.
Yes. That's what I wanted to say.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, I'll continue. I just wanted to like.
Oh,
let's do it like a nugget. And who is Seska? She's already proven to be shady.
Right.
Yes.
She is. She's like this bitch. She's a Bajoran who's also a Maquis.
Right.
And Bajorans tend to be freedom fighters, like Lieutenant Kira Nerys.
They follow the prophets.
Yeah, so nothing out of the ordinary. But but she was just like a total biatch. She was a space biatch from the beginning. But she's getting the lovely trade from. She's the one lucky. No. They're still together. She's getting pieces. Yeah.
Can I tell that she's getting Chakotay's piece?
She's getting Chakotay's piece.
Well, let me say, when they first go down to the planet, okay, and Neelix is carrying on about the Leola route, which, by the way, is my new drag name.
Leola route. And
Chakotay's not having it. And he is being so stank with Neelix and giving him such filthy looks that I got to be honest, I was turned on. I have never been so into Chakotay as I was during that scene.
The Leola route.
He does say something. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes. He says to Neelix, yeah, I'll give you a motherfucking Leola route, bitch.
By the way, Leola route is my new spacey drag queen name.
Booby, did I not say that 30 seconds ago?
Did you just say that 30 seconds ago?
Are you?
Maybe she couldn't hear us.
Sorry, there's been a transporter malfunction, bitch. This is what I'm saying. This cow biting my rhymes for how many years now?
But, so he wants it. By the way, and like the way he said, and you just said this
so
too.
Blatant.
It's okay. We still love you.
All right, go ahead, Matinga.
Listen. So, and he's he's obsessed with trying to find these poisonous oranges and these weird Leola root things because they got to find food. But actually, the gist of the episode is that they get a distress call from the Kazon Nistrum. One of their ships has had a catastrophic malfunction.
The Kazon at this point are the show's main villain.
That's correct.
The Kazon
Bad curlers in the hair.
The scarecrow-looking people. The Kazon Nistrum, which I thought was a DJ from Israel, but that's somebody
DJ
else.
Kazon Nistrum?
That's somebody else, though.
Oh no,
yeah,
honey. I think he discovered Ofrahaza.
Damn.
And so of course, a Federation ship is going to offer aid, even though they are their biggest enemies in this quadrant. They go to offer aid. In doing so, they figure out that the Kazon have been able to procure a piece of Federation technology
that makes their hair curl so fierce.
Because you got to have that fly hairstyle in the Delta Quadrant. That's one of the big things.
That hairstyle be catching flies.
And so how did they get this piece of equipment? There's not very many ways that they'd be able to get this piece of equipment. Another Federation ship, highly unlikely, not impossible, but highly unlikely. Or someone on board is selling Federation technology to the Kazon. Big no-no against the Prime Directive, of course, but also
just not a good move.
Not a good move. And so that's what the episode is about. It's the investigation to figure out how did they get this particular piece of it's the technology that destroys this ship and actually kills a bunch of Kazon.
Right. Exactly.
Now, there were what type of radiation was it that was caused from the overload of the Federation equipment? Was it photonic?
I think the photonic madness was in Heroes and Demons.
Was in Heroes and Demons.
Oh, nucleonic radiation.
Nucleonic, highly ironic.
Yes.
That I hate that highly ironic
supersonic
radiation. It's that radiation that comes back at you and it's like, you're tired.
Clap back. Exactly, honey.
It's like,
24.
Oh no! When the radiation hits you, you speak in tongues.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
You
it.
turn
That's
into you
it.
turn into Parker Posey. You become highly ironic.
I love Parker Posey.
I love it. She's a piece of work, Miss Parker Posey.
So, have you been watching Lost in Space, by the way?
No,
Yeah.
Did you?
No.
You watched it.
Oh yeah.
Tangent for a second. The guy that plays the dad is Maggie Smith's son,
Looks just like her in the eyes.
which now I can't unsee, which makes
Yeah.
it a little hard for me because I did think he was super, super hunky, but now I just see like the Dowager. I'm like,
Yeah.
the Dowager Count.
Yeah. I mean, I still let him have it.
Professor
mind you.
McGonagall.
You can get lost in this space. But what I'm saying is,
Did you watch the Downton movie?
No,
Oh, so
I've
good.
never seen the show.
it's good till like season 4.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wipe the Floor with Call the Midwife.
Oh, lies.
So good.
Lies.
Call the Midwife is cute.
Miss Thing, you
Downton
ain't never
was
got into
fab.
Call the Midwife, okay?
I'm the one that
What
got
about-
you
what
into
about-
Call the
that's a
Midwife.
damn
You
lie.
whore! How
What about
dare you?
Harlot?
I'm the
about
one that got
Harlot?
you into Call the
First
Midwife.
of all, Matinga,
By the way, I'm the one that got you into Downton too, I think.
that's a lie.
And Trek,
Also,
and the Bionic Woman.
you are screaming
and
over
Wonder
Miss
Woman.
Booby. You are screaming
Miss
over
Booby
Miss
ain't
Booby,
talking.
who is new to this
Honey.
forum, okay?
Don't make me. Don't get it twisted. I will adjust this in such a way that you see my balls
I'm a
Oh,
for the
don't
rest
do
of this
it.
episode.
Oh, lies.
Honey.
Lies.
Don't
Mama,
you
no,
do me, honey.
No. Mama, no. Mama, no. Mama, we want
Beyond.
to keep these patrons. Stop it.
Mama let. Mama let. Mama let.
Mama, okay, so but here's the thing. So the episode, I'm called The Midwife is fabulous. So the episode is about, as Matinga so vividly pointed out, the investigation into who is sliding into the Kazon's DMs and giving them technology. Okay.
Yes.
Right away, suspicions start flaring about Miss Seska.
Right away, darling.
Because she was found by herself in these caves getting mushrooms, supposedly. Also, she got a stink face. And
the thing is she playing Chakotay by using his feelings for her so that he keeps on cutting her slack and she's using him and she really is the traitor? Or is she a traitorous bitch?
Well, she did, towards the beginning of the episode, cause a kerfuffle in the kitchen because she basically robbed Neelix
of the mushrooms
to make soup for Chakotay.
Right. And you know what? Legitimately he gets upset. He is the number one. And if he just forgives her those types of transgressions, then he's playing favorites and it messes up the balance of power on the ship. It's not a good thing. Whether she did it or she didn't do it, her stealing the mushrooms showed that she had a shady character.
Right. Yes. Well, because she's still...
And she didn't see anything wrong with it.
Nope.
She's still thinking like a Maquis.
Right.
Exactly.
A freedom fighter, a rebel. And Chakotay was that also. So maybe she's still thinking that he's, still in that mindset, but clearly he's not.
He fell in line pretty quick.
Right.
Miss Chakotay.
Right. So shenanigans ensue. Investigations be happening. They think it's either Seska or Gingerbread Carrie, Mariah Carey.
Yes.
Seska,
Ginger Carey.
Miss Ginger Carey. Seska goes down to the planet supposedly to get the
to
the damaged ship, supposedly to get the damaged equipment, or was she trying to hide the evidence? Who knows?
Trying to prove her innocence.
Ship blows up. She goes into sick bay.
Right, but she goes down to the damaged ship, ostensibly to figure out something to help the crew, but without permission.
And without anybody else.
She's not ordered to.
Right.
And she takes it completely upon, honey, I'm so sorry. We might be in the Delta Quadrant, but this is a Starfleet vessel. Mm-hmm. You're not just, disappearing from your workstation and going to do something. You just don't. Even if you're stooping the second command.
Right.
So it's shady. And then she gets hurt.
Right.
Not too hurt, just hurt enough.
To end up in sick bay.
What is the name of that actress, though? She's so easy.
Martha Hackett.
Martha Hackett. Bitch is easy to hate. You got to give it to her. She's so good. Because you want to hate her.
I kind of didn't hate her, though.
I did.
I didn't hate her at all.
Because you are Seska.
Thank you, darling.
You totally are.
I'm fresca, darling.
You're fresca.
Sí, pero...
So every once in a while, you take some fresca and you pour some on a panty shields, and you could disco all night.
Right.
Girl, you girl.
Right. That's Fiesta.
The kids won't remember that joke. I could take it as mine.
Oh, like you took my drag name joke earlier.
Which one was that?
Leola Root, and now the bitch can
Oh, no. I made it up last night, bitch. You might have just said it, but I made it up last night. Oh,
Look,
what do you think? Leola Root, and you don't think that I'm going to come up with a drag
into
queen name?
Listen,
Yeah,
Matinga.
like that one time I was walking down the street in Orlando, and I happened to be passing a Walmart.
You know what's so funny, Booby? I just muted her. Look, she's gagging. I got the power. She's gagging. She's gagging. All right, let me unmute her.
Okay, you're unmuted.
You're back, girl. We can hear you now. Stop touching your titties.
Am I back?
Yes.
Don't be trying me, bitch.
Okay, now listen.
Oh, my
Miss
God.
Leola Root.
Back to Leola Root.
Okay, back to Leola Root. No, wait a minute. Seska had done blowed up her spot.
Miss Fresca.
And
Miss
remember, and Tuvok had a lot to do with the logical going ons of this episode.
Oh, honey,
Explain.
Tuvok.
Explain,
Straight
Booby.
Go on, girl.
Well, elaborate, Miss Booby.
Well, he was the one that figured out that it was someone on the ship who was trading Federation secrets and technology with the Kazon. He was the first to
Well, but
come.
B'Elanna saw the markers on the technology that said it couldn't come from anywhere else.
Correct.
That's true.
And
Correct.
Cass was also suspicious in her elf-like way because Seska hadn't given a blood sample when she got on board and was a little bit like, oh, I'll get around to it when I get around to it.
That's right.
She was very, I will get around. No, she was like, I have something more important to do. And Seska just kind of looked at her like, what's up with this bitch?
Right. So
Yeah.
Clearly, Seska be causing drama. So as the episode goes on, another Kazon ship shows up. Okay. They've got the one surviving member of the original damaged ship on board in a space coma.
They meaning the Voyager.
The Voyager.
Because metal has been fused into his very blood.
Right. And so
it's not looking cute.
These other Kazon come on board to see their species mate. And in sickbay, they motherfucking kill him.
They kill him.
With a quick little dagger out of a ring or something.
Out of a ring. But Tuvok almost gets him. Like he is almost able to stop them.
Yeah.
But so they kill this other Kazon as he's lying there in a coma. What got me was that, Janeway was just like, get off my ship.
Get off my ship.
Not like, let's put them in the brig or let's shoot them or just get off my ship.
Right.
They just murdered someone that was in her care.
Yeah, but Janeway, ends up murdering a person or two as well. So
eventually,
it's a little rough and tumble on the other side of the universe, girl.
Right, that's true. That's true. So then they set up a trap for Seska and Carrie to figure out who's zooming who.
Right.
And Booby, it turns out that
it's Seska.
We knew it was Seska from the very beginning. But the Booby, what is the gag? What is the true gag, Miss Boo?
Is that her hair was so natural looking.
Honey, she did that tricolor bob.
She looked kind of lovely.
Salt and pepper could never.
That clip-on piece, honey.
Honey, trust. No, the true gag is that she's Cardassian. Right. She's not even Bajoran. He was fucking a Cardassian. And you could tell that Chakotay is not having it.
Because the Cardassians are known for surgically altering their appearance to look like other species. So that's what she did. And in the larger context of Star Trek, the Cardassians and the Bajoran have a very fraught history. The Cardassians are basically like space Nazis, and the Bajorans would be like Jews or gypsies or what have you.
Well, that was the whole Dominion War.
Right. So
and the Dominion War is still going on at the beginning of Voyager. Voyager just misses it, but the Maquis do factor into the Dominion War.
So she was pretending to be a Cardassian to infiltrate the Maquis, But here's my question, though. If she had this surgery to look like a Bajoran, did they do that surgery like head to toe? Would
Yes.
Chakotay know the difference?
Yes, of course.
You know,
She's not going to have a sideways Cardassian Punani.
Why not? I worked for you all these years.
Thank goodness.
What?
I mean, it looks like. Listen, look. It looks like a frozen carp. It does.
You're frozen.
Every day for a week, he would try to feel the wind rush, down the hill.
Sing it. So, so they're all in sick bay when all this is revealed, and Seska gives this long speech to Captain Janeway about
you're a fool.
You're a fool.
And Chakotay, you're a fool for following her. And bitch, you ain't shit. And you want to step outside? Meet me outside, and we're gonna settle this woman to woman.
Cash me outside.
Cash me outside, honey, Cardassian style. And after she reads everybody, she somehow transports herself off the ship to the Kazon ship, and boom, she gone.
And she stays with the Kazon. Like this is not the last time we've seen Seska.
No.
Seska, she is able to parlay a role of power there, and her connection to Chakotay gets a little deeper. Yeah.
And I think that she actually was right, because she said, you know, Captain Janeway, this isn't Federation space. We need allies. We need strong allies, and we got to play the game. Power. So you have to consolidate power. I think she was right.
Yeah, it's just the ends to the means. Like the way you got the power was against the Prime Directive and you know
Janeway
principles.
Janeway is also trying to make friends, and she's willing to barter and give people supplies and water and shit like that.
Get off my ship,
honey. But she's not going to change the balance of power in this sector, right? Like she can't do that. So there's certain things that they can't do.
But then why struggle along? Do you know what I mean? Well, like, if you can't really change the balance of power, why not make it easier for yourself? If your impact is going to be negligible, why not?
Well, you don't want to change.
She doesn't want to change the balance of power. Because there are people on this side of the universe that are more powerful than her, yes, but there are people that she is far more powerful than. And if she gives them the wrong piece of technology, she could inadvertently change the direction of their history, of their evolution. You could destroy a culture or turn them into monsters, or they could destroy themselves. So that's the thing she's trying not to do, as opposed to Seska, who is only working from self-interest. Seska's like, fuck it. If I'm not going to get home, I want to have jewelry and good alcohol.
And take the limo to the orchestra.
And take the limo to the motherfucking movie.
I got a leopard skin coat, and I didn't pay for it either. You could pay more, honey, but what is it? You could pay less, but around here, you got to pay more.
How was that?
From that trap Busted?
Oh.
You better take that conga line somewhere else, because you're not going to make no money.
That's right. You know the Puerto Rican girls can't have blonde ambition.
Exactly. So that's Seska's whole jam. So I think as an episode of Voyager, a solid outing.
Yeah,
I think
a solid episode.
Yeah, I love the Seska character. I think it still plays up the whole Maquis Starfleet thing they were still trying to do. It gives Chakotay some depth, which he so rarely got.
Yeah.
And
in the first 4 years, he got much more play than in the last couple years.
And Captain Janeway kind of gets red, which I find hilarious, even though I love her.
She's also rocking a slightly different hairdo. She's like rocking kind of like an off to the side
asymmetrical
sort of feeling.
Shroom. Yeah.
And
Janeway?
I really like it.
Yeah.
Janeway?
Yeah.
Janeway,
Yeah.
And like you could tell, so there's at one point like Harry says something. Oh no! It's the blonde. What's his face? It's Paris says something. Captain, I don't think we're alone. And she stands up from the captain's chair and she walks up behind him and sort of peers toward the screen. And I like in that moment I was like, oh, she's like the actress Kate Mulgrew is trying so hard here to portray gravitas, and you know, and her bearing was so straight and her back was so arched, and she's she relaxes, and you still buy her, by the way. Like, but next year, the year after that, like by that third season, it's more relaxed. She's the captain bitch. She's in command. It's less crispy. Like, I just was watching like certain moments. I was like, wow, like she's trying to give you Capitana, honey.
Her intensity level is ratcheted up super high.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's good, but it's just things you notice, because every once in a while I'll watch an episode of Voyager, but usually I'm watching like something from episode 5 or 6, something like that. Like, and you it's just so much more settled at that point.
Yes, I think it's a solid outing. Booby, what do you think?
Solid. I give it, out of 5 stars, I give it 4.
You give it 4 out of 5 Chakotays?
Yes.
I give it a good 3.5 Leola root. I do.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Matinga?
Yeah. I give it 3.5 Leola root.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's move on to the actual Matinga's Choice episode, Heroes and Demons.
Heroes and Demons.
I want to say, when I was watching this last night, I thought Matinga is getting her revenge on me for making her watch movies she hates by making me watch this fucking episode.
You didn't like it?
I did not.
Oh my God. Well, I can see, I loved it because I love the Doctor.
Tell us.
Yes.
Miss Booby, what is this episode about?
Well, the episode starts with B'Elanna
Give us like give us a synopsis.
Oh, a synopsis.
In like 3 sentences. Encapsulate her.
Kim is missing, not on the ship. Tuvok and Chakotay go to the holodeck where he is supposedly missing from. They go missing, and it turns out that it's a holonovel of Beowulf that's playing, where yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
The holonovel,
yes,
is a Beowulf is playing, and so it turns out that the Doctor has to be the only one who can actually safely go into the holodeck without.
I think we could also say this episode is about there's drama on the holodeck. Is anybody safe?
Right.
There you go.
Lieutenant Harry Kim,
Chakotay
and Tuvok are lost in a holographic representation of the epic poem Beowulf.
Sign me up. It sounds fascinating.
They are. That's what it's
about.
That's the bare bones of what the episode is about.
Because the photonic energy of the holodeck has somehow become material or something.
But at the same time, go on, Booby. You got this part.
The photonic energy that was transported over by B'Elanna Torres turns out to be part of a living entity. And so when she teleported 2 samples of it, one of the samples leaked, and the living entity exactly, and the living entity leaked into the holodeck.
Okay, and it was photonically based, so it could somehow interact with the holodeck.
Photonic.
Well, how you create holograms is through photonic energy.
Yes,
right.
It's basically an extension of transporter technology.
Very good.
Yes.
As Janeway later says.
Yes.
So they're trapped in the holodeck in this Beowulf simulation. Kim is Grendel.
Kim is portraying is Beowulf.
Okay, Grendel's the creature.
And the creature is of photonic energy is Grendel.
And because the Doctor is a hologram himself, they send him in on a rescue mission.
First away mission.
Right. And for some reason, he calls himself Schweitzer?
Because
Dr. Schweitzer.
The doctor who created the...
which is a joke that wears thin so fast. So fast.
Does?
Yeah. And then there's
first of all, Dr. Albert Schweitzer was a real doctor.
Yes.
Yeah, and so that's why, and he doesn't keep the name Schweitzer.
No, just for this episode.
Just for this episode.
It's an ongoing thing in the series that the Doctor doesn't have a name.
Trying to figure out what his name is.
So there's this blonde bitch, like this blonde Xena bitch.
Freya.
Right. Who she's feeling very like, yo, this is the kingdom, come one, come all. Okay.
Yes.
she's
And
a shield maiden.
She's a shield maiden, which sounds like a great line of maxi pads, by the way.
Shield maiden. Girl, it's my heavy flow day. Do you have anything? Well, I've got shield maiden.
Shield maiden. Oh, I guess it was a really heavy flow. So they're in this simulation, and there's like sword fights, and there's the Doctor eating a big old leg of pheasant or what have you. I have to be honest. This is the rare time that I was watching an episode and also on Instagram and also answering texts and also making something to eat and also playing with the cat. I really hated this episode. Yeah. What?
But wait a minute, you skipped up. You're up the part where he's discussing over an elk leg things with the king.
It's very like there's like some like it's a very like Lord of the Rings vibe. I can't stand those kind of stories. Oh, I mean, I love Lord of the Rings.
He gets his first kiss from Freya.
Photonic kiss, bitch.
What I like about this episode is first of all, holodeck episodes, or it's such a trope of Star Trek. These bottle shows where they never leave the ship, even though in this episode they're in some enchanted forest. Doing the story of Beowulf, but like this is what you call a bottle show because they never leave the ship during the show. That's a trope of Star Trek, and it's the first time that they've done that on this show. Right. So I did like that. Also, but I think what's nice about this episode is
a bottle show is when Mulgrew be drinking on the set, which was a thing.
Oh, trust, honey.
Yeah, no, I interrupted. Please continue.
And then also, I really thought that there were like some really nice character moments on this show between the Doctor, between Doctor and Kes. This is the show where I think the Doctor realizes that he can stretch beyond his programming.
Right.
That he could actually stretch beyond the medical bay.
Right.
It was an act of courage for him to do this. Like this creature who has never left the confines of the medical bay, going into a completely alien situation and saving members of the crew. This was, I kind of hit the Doctor's first step toward sentience and being an individual. And I really dug it. I actually loved that it was Kes. Kes, comes up to him and she says, I think you're nervous. She says, oh, I don't get nervous. I'm a hologram, da-da-da-da-da. But she can feel, not
He's
sense,
like, I don't get nervous. I stay nervous,
honey. So, but she can feel that he needs a little pep talk.
Assurance.
And and I just love Kes's sort of warm
she's very
attitude.
Supportive of him.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's very supportive. I was sad to lose Kes when she became the star child or whatever happens to her. So, but she's an interesting character. And also, then you're on a starship in the 25th century. Now, suddenly the show is happening in some Viking hall in the 1700s. And I just love that.
I love what you said about the character development of the Doctor, because all that's true and really valid, and sort of it does jump off from there. I actually hated all the Viking stuff. I'm like, bitch, give me outer space.
I loved his interaction with the Freya character because I think he was considering fucking her.
No. This is a family show.
But Booby, you look so sleepy.
Do I?
Are you sleepy?
No.
Okay. You look about as sleepy as I did watching this goddamn episode last night.
Booby, did you not feel the episode? I thought you liked the Doctor.
I absolutely loved this episode.
Why?
I loved that the Doctor was being treated more like a crew member. I love at the end where he gets a commendation on his record for doing such a great job saving crew members. Mm-hmm. I did like Kes being so supportive, that the way she was. She in one of the episodes that we already watched, Kes came up to the captain at one point complaining about how the crew was treating the doctor, and she's like, he's a living being, or something to that effect.
Treating him like his feelings didn't matter, and the captain's like, yeah, he's an EMH,
a hologram.
No, and then she's like, no, he isn't. He's more than that. Like, she's the one that notices it.
Well, because she's from somewhere else, and everyone on that ship is used to holograms, so they just look at him as technology.
Right.
And that they don't think that he can grow past his programming. So just as an episode of Star Trek Voyager, like just sort of story beats wise and sort of like deepening the relationships, I liked it. Like, listen, the holodeck episodes are always so tired. But in particular, Fistful of Datas. Does anyone remember Fistful of Datas?
You would pick one with that title.
Just that's the one where Data is lost in the holodeck, and it's
fistful of anything. There's Matinga.
Trust.
And
that's girl. That's I made my own version of Fistful of Datas, but like all that gold paint made me pass out.
So I would give this episode out of 5 Chakotays, I would give this 1.5 Chakotays.
Wow.
I will give it that much for the character work, which I do agree was good for the Doctor. And also
1.5 Chakotays, that's it? I
really did not enjoy this episode. You know what it was? It didn't hold my interest. It didn't hold my attention. For me, 1.5 Chakotays. You guys?
4.5 for me.
Ooh.
3 solid Leola root for me.
Yeah.
I will say I enjoyed it probably the most that I've ever enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed it because I was watching it with a critical eye, but like, it's not an episode that I would go back and watch for shits and giggles.
Right.
But just like character development wise, I thought it was relatively solid. Yeah.
Yeah. I will say overall, I'm enjoying the rewatch of season 1 more than I expected.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. Except for Heroes and Demons.
Oh.
Honey, listen, I'm the hero and you're the demon in this scenario.
I'm okay with that. Okay, so listen, listeners, viewers, whatever you are, however you're receiving this transmission, you can find this podcast, Fire Chakotay, on Apple Music, on Spotify, on Stitcher, and all kinds of other places. You can find us on Patreon at WERQSHOP Workshop. I got to do it very slow. And also Venmo at Workshop, WERQSHOP. So if you like what you're hearing, if you want to get into this groove a little bit more, if you want Matinga to take off more clothing, do hit us up.
I'm so glad we've had this time together. Please return to us.
This is Mike Diamond.
This is Miss Matinga.
This is Booby.
Get off my ship.